इस समय ताइवान में मौजूद हैं और ताइवान इस समय एक तनाव के दौर से गुजर रहा है क्योंकि खतरा चीन की तरफ से उसी वजूद को लेकर है, उसके अस्तित्व को लेकर है। हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए ताइवान के विदेश मंत्री डॉक्टर जोसेफ वू हैं। सो वेलकम टू एबीपी नेटवर्क एंड माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू यू इज दिस इज नॉट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम ताइवान स्ट्रेट इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग टेंशंस, बट व्हाई डू यू थिंक दैट दिस टेंशन इज मोर क्रिटिकल, more a threat to Taiwan's existence? What is so different this time?
If you look at the magnitude of the Chinese military exercise this time, compounded with the hybrid warfare, you can see that the threat is real. If you look at the previous tensions across the Taiwan Strait in the 1995, 1996, China fired some missiles targeting waters near Taiwan, but a few missiles is not going to destroy Taiwan, and they did not have the capability of crossing the Taiwan Strait to, launch an amphibious war against Taiwan. But this time around is different. Look at China's practice this time. They not only fire missiles over Taiwan, they also launch a large-scale sea and air exercises very close to Taiwan. And in addition to that, they also launch hybrid warfare, cyber attacks, disinformation campaign, and economic coercions, and etc. So this is a whole package of their potential attack against Taiwan. So the situation is more tense than before. And moreover, if you look at their behaviors, trying to destroy the status quo across the Taiwan Strait, I think it's more serious than before. In the middle of the Taiwan Strait, there's an undeclared medium line of the Taiwan Strait. And that medium line of the Taiwan Strait has been safeguarding peace and stability for decades. And that is also a high symbol of status quo across the Taiwan Strait. But the Chinese military seem to be ready to wreck that status quo. Their foreign ministry has announced that Taiwan Strait is China's sovereignty, and China has sovereign rights over it. So this seems to be a justification for their use of military exercises to harass Taiwan. And look at the situation in the last few days. Chinese airplanes continue to cross the medium line of the Taiwan Strait. And therefore, the threat is more serious than ever. And I think under these kinds of circumstances, Taiwan needs to be ready.
Yeah, so this is my next question, Dr. Joseph Wu. How prepared is Taiwan? And do you think, are you confident that you would be able to withhold the huge army of China?
We have to be ready. And after all, this is our country. This is our people. This is our sovereignty, and this is our democratic way of life. We have to defend ourselves. And we are learning lessons from Ukraine. Ukraine was under attack by the largest land army of the world, and they are holding it out. And their bravery is an inspiration to the Taiwanese people, and we understand that we need to be able to defend ourselves as well. And we are learning from Ukraine on asymmetric warfare or homeland defense, and etc. And we are doing exactly that. So that if China wants to launch a war against Taiwan or send a large number of troops across the Taiwan Strait to launch war against us, we are there. We will be ready to defend ourselves.
But Ukraine was a sovereign country recognized by the United Nations. Do you think that the status of Taiwan is a challenge to your efforts to garner support for Taiwan?
This is a very good question. Even though Taiwan is only recognized by 14 countries in the world, but we do have friends. We have very good friends, and many good friends are actually taking part in the security matters in this part of the world. For example, right after the Chinese military exercises started, you see the United States or Japan or UK and etc. They expressed their concern over the peace and stability in this area. G7 also announced a statement, and there are other countries also showed their support for Taiwan. And therefore, it's our expectation that if China launches war against Taiwan, there will be a lot of countries show their support for Taiwan.
Last question, Dr. Wu. Today, President Tsai Ing-wen said that the democracies should make an alliance. Would you make an effort that all the democracies should stand behind, rally behind Taiwan? And what do you expect from the world's largest democracy, which is India?
Indeed, we are looking for support coming from democracies around the world. The United States, Canada, UK, Europe, Australia, Japan, and etc. We have very good relations with them. And if you look at individual countries, they have their own strategies. They have their own Indo-Pacific strategies. And in the last year or so, they have sent their ships, naval ships, to patrol this region in something we call freedom of navigation operations, to show that they care about peace and stability in this area. And that is something that we can count on, the support of the like-minded countries. And India is the largest democracy in the world. And of course, we count on the Indian people to show their sympathy and their support for the Taiwanese people. And as I say, the expansion of authoritarianism is everywhere. And it takes all democracies to unite together to withstand the expansion of authoritarianism. The situation is similar to what's happening in Ukraine. After Russia initiated the war against Ukraine, you see the democracies, not only in Europe, but also coming from different parts of the world to show support, including Taiwan. We try to show support to Ukraine, even though we don't have any substantive relations with Ukraine. But that is the spirit of democracies united together.
Thank you very much for talking to us. तो ये थे ताइवान के विदेश मंत्री डॉक्टर जोसेफ वू, जिनका कहना था कि ये समय है जब ताइवान के समर्थन में आवाजों को, खासतौर पर लोकतंत्र को खड़ा होना चाहिए। कैमरामैन सचिन कपूर के साथ प्रणय उपाध्याय, ताइवान, एबीपी न्यूज।